Hello everyone. It's James again. And before I get to the topic of the day, I wanted to say a special thanks to those that are donating by the way of Patreon. I do really appreciate it. And it does mean a lot to me. And every little bit helps. I also want to say thank you to those that have subscribed. No matter if you are a long-time subscriber or you just subscribed. Again, I do appreciate it. As many of you know, I have a starting goal of trying to get to 200,000 subscribers. Because getting to such a goal will allow this information to be viewed on a daily basis by more people across the world. And I want to get as many people awake to this problem of narcissism and how our world works as possible. So thanks to all of you that is part of helping to make this happen. Now, on to the topic. In the comment section, Andrew brought up some good points and concerns based on what is happening in his case. Basically it's in regards to when a narcissist gets you kicked out of your own home in the middle of the divorce process. And in this case, it's even more difficult because Andrew is a man, and his wife is a woman. And as I've mentioned before, narcissist men and women are just as evil as one another. But the narcissist woman has an extra tool or weapon to call upon. And that's society. Society saying she is always the victim. And sadly the narcissist woman will use this to her benefit to get the man thrown out of the family home. However, can narcissist men do this to the women they are with? Yes. They can. But there usually is more thought put into what they are doing and how to get this to happen. As most narcissist women have come to expect to be able to do whatever evil thing to men they want to do to them. Because society says this is just how things are. And what this thing they do actually has a name. And it's called the silver bullet. And we are going to talk about it and how it can be used against them. So both men and women, put on your thinking caps as this might save your life. You see, the silver bullet has a few parts to it. But not all of these things needs to be done to create the silver bullet effect. You might only need one of these things to happen to create the silver bullet. You see, even though we live in a 50-50, or many times 60-40, or even 70-30 within regards to how marital assets are divided up, if one side can get the silver bullet to work in their favor, they stand a chance at having the divorce be a million times more faster and easier. You see, if one side is kicked out of their home legally, and a restraining order is placed on them, citing fear for the other person's life, even if the claims are false, there becomes a great possibility for the one living in the home still to be able to keep living in this home. This can happen even when there are no minor children, but is something the parent or so-called parent will do in order to secure the children for themselves so they can gain child support. So in the silver bullet, false allegations of abuse usually happen to make this restraining order take place. Also if they are able to get you arrested, even better. Because when you are being served with restraining orders, divorce paperwork, threats of child support, all while you are trying to fight abuse allegations, being forced to take a plea deal with anger management, all that is used to make you look like a monster. The other side usually will get what they want. And they will get it pretty quickly. And in most cases, many lawyers, if they are honest and don't want to drag it out just for money's sake, will tell the man to just give them what they want and save their health and sanity by getting it over with quickly. If in this case the one on the bad end of the silver bullet is a man, and he attempts to act like he's going to fight back and there are minor children involved in this family court case, the mother will usually seal the deal by brainwashing the children enough to be able to allege the father touched the children in a bad way. And once that is done, it's exactly what the name implies. It's a silver bullet and a quick death of any court case or fight for the one on the receiving end of the silver bullet. This happened to my father. And my father just gave up. Which I'm not in the least bit mad at him. He was in a tough spot. And soon after all of this, due to the stress, he died of a heart attack. Now what if you are kicked out of your house? And there are no minor children? What do? You will do the same as if you had children. You will gain evidence. Evidence enough to use the silver bullet they are trying to use against you. But using it against them. Again, this can work if you have children or if you don't. Well, let me backtrack a moment. How I was able to get away from Susie is when she attacked me with a shovel. And hit me on my arm, leaving visible injuries. I knew it was my chance to get out. I made sure she wasn't aware I was calling the police. So she wouldn't have a chance to mark herself up. So when they showed up, it was a surprise to her. Now keep in mind they had been there a few times before due to noise and her fighting and screaming. And each time they showed up, I was scared, as they acted like if they came out again they were going to take me away. For what, I don't know. But they treated me like it was my fault. However, this time, different officers showed up. And when she was being arrested, she said, "I don't understand. Isn't he the one that is supposed to go because he's a man?" Now this will show you the narcissist's mind frame. And in this case, the female narcissist's mind frame. She believed because she was female, that she could abuse me and do whatever she wanted to me. And the law would still protect her. And at the moment when the handcuffs clicked around her wrists with her hands behind her back, I felt free. Susie lost all of her evil powers all in one day. And I know God was with me. And her powers seemed to vanish. So because she didn't have a leg to stand on, the best way to put it is she gave up. And actually didn't put up a fight because she was going to leave me anyways for a new victim. This just sped up the process. And I'm pretty sure this new guy was working behind the scenes helping her get the best outcome she could. And there were some really pointless dealings with her at times. But I must say, it was quicker than the average split. And it was all because she went into the system for abusing me. Now here's the thing. Just like it worked for me, for something that was legit and not made up, it can work for you. And it might not be them abusing you. It might be a recording of this person saying how they are going to lie in court against you. Because all it takes is them getting caught up in such a situation, and from that moment on the judge will no longer be on their side. And all you have to do is just stand there silent, while the judge destroys them. And this is something every narcissistic abuse victim should know. No matter you be a man or woman. Get away as fast as you can. And if things are escalating, it usually means they are hoping police get involved and they are actually planning on it. So they can use the silver bullet trick on you. But if you are in the tough spot where you can't get out just like that, get evidence. Save texts. Save emails. Talk to a lawyer. Find out recording laws in your area and use them to your advantage. Because though the narcissist uses the silver bullet to make you look like you did something you didn't do, in order to gain a legal advantage over you, you can use it against them to expose what they are really doing to you. And the moment the handcuffs click around their wrists, hit them with the kitchen sink. And by that I mean, hit them with a restraining order, divorce papers, and the list goes on and on. And it will be too much for them to take. Yes, they will get angry and try to fight back. But all you need to do at that point is listen to your lawyer. And don't talk unless you are asked a question by the judge or your lawyer. And cases like that usually are fast. And won't run up the normal bill most divorces tend to run up. Because here's the thing. Narcissists will be narcissists. And because of text messages, emails, and the recording devices we have now, it's more and more easy to get the evidence you need to use the silver bullet on them, before they use the silver bullet on you. And I will say this. Keep in mind, if your narcissist is spiraling out of control and now physically abusing you, either they don't care if they get caught at this point, Or they are hoping you will lash back out and try to defend yourself, so they can claim abuse and use the silver bullet on you. And I will say this. Though again there are just as many narcissist men as there are women. This is the favorite tactic of the narcissist woman. And there are many lawyers out there, even women lawyers, that will tell you that they see this done by women more often than it is done by men. And this is the case only because how society views men and how they view women. So if they are escalating, and the fights are getting really loud, no. The days are ticking down before someone is in handcuffs. You just have to pick which one it's going to be. You are them. Don't try to save them. Don't try to look on the bright side. This is real life and it's happening. And you need to get your ducks in a row so it's them getting caught up, not you. And when they get caught up, watch their power vanish. It's that simple. But you have to be willing to make this happen. And I say that because a lot of men have been conditioned by society to not call the police on a woman. And good women are scared they are doing the wrong thing by calling the police on their man. And to this I will say, calling the police on Susie was one of the best choices I've ever made in my entire life. However, even when I did this, I had the mindset to still be careful, as I made sure she couldn't hear me calling. Because I was afraid she would scratch herself, or hit herself in the head. Because you see, narcissists, after a huge fight, they might go in the next room and watch TV like nothing happened. Or they might take a shower. Or they might take a nap. Or they might cook a meal. It's like it's no big deal to them. This is when you go to the other room where you are out of earshot and call the police. Protect yourself. Protect yourself. Protect yourself. Well, I hope this video gave you some things to think about. This is a spiritual war, people. A spiritual war that is being played out in real life on this earth with real people. With demons pulling the strings. So I encourage you all to pray. Pray. And the Most High God will direct you along the right path. Even if that path leads you to protecting yourself by having your abuser locked up. So you can then gain your freedom. With that said, let's continue to pray for wisdom. Let's continue to pray for strength. And let's continue to pray for courage. And until next time, bye for now. And be good to yourself.